Thanks everyone for coming on tonight. In case you don't know, I'm Angie Newman, a Senior Gold Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. If you feel comfortable, could you please introduce yourself, what rank you are, and how long you've been with Plexus? Just chime in. Unmute yourself, just chime in.
Hi guys, my name is Chrissy Kressler. I am a Gold Ambassador. And what else did you want to know? I'm sorry.
How long have you been with Plexus?
Oh, I joined Plexus in December of 2015. So coming up on a year here this December.
Awesome. Anyone else want to chime in?
Hi, I'm Perla. I'm a Silver Ambassador, and I've been with Plexus for 2.5 years.
Glad you're on.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I am Silver Ambassador. I joined at the end of May. So excited about this.
Perfect. Okay, so I really do have a lot of great information to share with everyone tonight. And like I said, this is being recorded, so we will share on our team page. And I also have notes that if afterwards, if you don't feel like taking notes tonight and you would like for me to email them to you, I can do that as well. But I'm hoping that these tips tonight can really help you with your Plexus business. What we're going to be discussing tonight is reaching out to prospects, how to have a conversation about Plexus with people, and then also overcoming that cost objection, which I know is a big thing for a lot of us. So those 3 topics. I kind of wanted to start out tonight by, most of you may already know my health testimony, so I thought I'd share my business testimony with you all tonight just to kind of start off. I joined Plexus in September of last year after I did a 7-day trial. And I joined as an ambassador just solely for the deepest discount on those products. I had no desire to start a business. I didn't want anything to do with it. I love the way the 7-day trial worked for me. I had an amazing amount of energy. I really loved how I saw an improvement in my mood, and I saw a reduction in sugar cravings in just those 7 days. So that is why I felt like I needed these products, and I did join on day 3 of my 7-day trial. What happened next is that I lost about 15 pounds in 5 weeks. And I give that to the triplex. I didn't realize how unhealthy my gut was. So I had, a significant amount of weight loss in a short period of time. And I was proud of that. I owned that. So I started posting that on Facebook. I sporadically post a little bit on Facebook. So people started to see what it was that I was doing. And I started getting, some questions. But at that time, I still really wasn't interested in the business opportunity of Plexus. I just was playing around, toying around with it. I didn't have any information. I didn't even know what the triplex did. I just knew it was working. I just knew that I lost weight. I didn't have any information on the compensation plan. I knew absolutely nothing. So about a month in, my mom joined me as a preferred customer. She wanted to lose weight, and obviously she saw that I had lost some weight. So, got my first commission check, and I earned $49 off one customer. I was like, there might be a little bit of potential. What if I could get my products paid for, right? So then, I still continued to post a little bit on Facebook, not really knowing what I was posting. I was copying and pasting, right? So I had a girlfriend of mine, Amy, who will be on here shortly. She's actually talking with a potential right now. Her and I got together for a play date, and she started asking me about Plexus. I literally didn't know what to tell her because I didn't know what the triplex did. That's what I was taking. I was just telling her, well, I feel great. I've lost 15 pounds. That's all I can really tell you. And I had no information to give her on the compensation plan or the business opportunity, which I could kind of tell that she was a little interested in. So you know what I did for those of you out here that are listening that are like, oh my God, how do I talk to people about Plexus? I don't want you to feel bad because this is what I did with my first prospect. I said, Amy, here's some information, here's some material. Why don't you take it home and read it on your own? That's what I did. Fortunately, it worked because she did text me like 2 days later and said, oh, by the way, I joined as an ambassador. So at that moment when she joined, I decided to go all in. I said, you know what, there's potential in this business. Yeah, I know I've lost some weight. My health is what's important to me, but I could use some extra income. I, at the time, was living paycheck to paycheck. I was making my own deodorant. I was making my own cleaning products because I was living literally penny to penny. Didn't know how I was going to afford my products, but I decided to go all in at that moment, and this is what I did. Every night when I went to bed, instead of watching TV like I did every other night, I jumped on YouTube and I watched every single training video there was about Plexus. And I taught myself, I learned. What I learned was, this isn't your typical network marketing company. You can be successful in Plexus whether you're an introvert or you're like Miss Moss and you're outgoing, or like Chrissy, she's very outgoing. You have no problem talking to people about things that you're passionate about. I did. That scared me to death. But what I learned was this business was different because it's about building relationships with people. And that is key to know. You have to be passionate about these products and this business. You have to build your belief. And you have to gain a little bit of knowledge about products, of course, a little bit of knowledge about the compensation plan. But most importantly, it is your passion for these products. It is your passion for helping others. So that's my business testimony. We're gonna go right into some tips. Most of you are on here tonight are probably posting on Facebook, right? Show of hands. Do you post on Facebook about Plexus? Perfect, great. Unfortunately, that is not how people aren't just gonna keep running to you because they see your Facebook post. You have to put a little bit more effort into this business than just taking a minute out of your day and posting something about Plexus. It does work, believe me. People are going to watch your post, see your post, maybe comment, maybe like, maybe private message you, hey, what is that stuff you're taking? But in order to close that deal and actually grow a team or grow a customer base, it's going to take more than just posting why you love Plexus. And that's what we're going to talk to you about tonight, because I was very fearful. I hate to come off as salesy, absolutely hate it. So here are some tips for you to reaching out. Reaching out to people is an income producing activity and it needs to be done. This is how you build relationships with people. This is how you build your team. So your first tip is, I'm looking at my notes, sorry. One thing you can do to build relationships with people that you are friends with on Facebook is, why don't you send them a private message after they like or comment on your post? It can be a non-Plexus post. Maybe you posted a picture of your exercise routine, or maybe you posted a picture of your meal and they liked it. Go on over to Facebook Messenger and respond to them by saying something like, hey Chrissy, I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for liking my Facebook post. Truly means a lot, my friend. That's it. And you can do that to several different people. They'll probably respond back to you. And at that point, you can start a conversation with them. I wouldn't suggest bringing up Plexus or puking Plexus all over them at that point, but build that relationship, because that's what this business is about. All right? You will know when it's time to introduce Plexus in that conversation. You'll be able to feel them out. Ask them about what's going on in their life if that comes up. Almost always, people are going to tell you how they feel and if they're dealing with health issues. So just keep that logged in the back of your mind. So you've had a 5-minute conversation with somebody, maybe that you thanked for liking your Facebook post. In a week or so, why don't you check in with them again? Feel it out. If it comes to a point, because now that you have privately messaged them, they are going to start watching you. They're going to start watching your story. So at some point, Plexus will come up, and you can certainly get with your upline on how to introduce Plexus into the conversation. And actually, we're going to be talking a little bit about that further on down through the training. But that is one way to start reaching out to people. Start private messaging people who like or comment on your Plexus posts, most definitely, but even on your non-Plexus posts. Building that relationship with people. Let me get some water. Okay, so the second thing is, how many of you guys see people post on Facebook about being tired all the time, about dealing with illness, about being broke? Really? We're puking Plexus all over Facebook and telling you it helps you with energy, it helps you with your financial needs. It has helped people with a lot of symptoms that they're experiencing. You see these posts, but your friends are still posting about being tired, about being broke, about dealing with an illness, about dealing with a health issue. So what I want you to do is, when you see people, your friends, post about those things, I want you to go over to Facebook Messenger, and I want you to send them a very heartfelt message. And I have an example of a message that I'll read to you. Hey Beth, I saw some of your posts about your struggles with Lyme disease, and although I'm not all that familiar with it, it was weighing on me to send this video to you about one of my fellow Plexus ambassadors who was also diagnosed with it and the struggles she's had. My intention is not to annoy you, but I just wanted to reach out to you, and I hope things are well with you. Something as simple as that, but be heartfelt. Keep following up with that person every week. If you see another video testimony somewhere that relates to that person, either it's Lyme disease, Crohn's disease, headaches, migraines, digestive issues, you can send them a message and say, hey, I was thinking about you when I saw this. Articles too are great. We have lots of articles on, gut health and what can be linked to poor gut health. Those are great as well. Just simply send them something and say that, it's been weighing on my heart and I saw this and it made me think of you. That's all you have to write. Just keep building on that relationship, okay? The third thing you can do to be reaching out to people is, you should all have a chicken list, right? You should have a list of people that you want on your team, that are your rock stars, right? I want you to reach out to people on your chicken list. There's a very, very simple message you can send, and I'm going to read it to you. And again, if you want these scripts, I'll email them to you, not a problem. Hey friend, so I've been in prayer over who to share Plexus with. I'm sure you've seen you've seen me share some of my story on Facebook, and your name has come to mind. Would it be okay if I share a little bit more about it with you? You may or may not be interested, but I'd love to jump on the phone for you for 15 minutes or get together for coffee and tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. If it could bless you in the way it's blessed me, I would be so glad. Something as simple as that. Really the best way to talk with a potential about Plexus is face-to-face. It really is the most intimate way, and you can really build your relationship by meeting face-to-face. If someone lives too far away, or you can't meet up for a coffee date or lunch date, then use telephone, because they're going to be able to hear that excitement in your voice. They're going to be able to hear that passion in your voice, and they're going to want to join you in that. And again, if you can't reach somebody on the phone, the third thing you could do is use Facebook Messenger. Chrissy, tell us about Facebook Messenger, the voice recording.
So Facebook Messenger is my best friend. I'm not going to lie. I use it every day, a million times, and to get a hold of all my customers, my potentials. I, one day, no joke, told Angie this. I'll just share this. This might be a good piece. So I told Angie, she's like, I don't understand what's going on, and I need to get a hold of these people, but I just don't know how to. And I was like, I just messaged 60 people within a matter of, I don't even know, 10 minutes or something like that. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I use Facebook, that voice messenger thing, and it works amazing. And people listen to it because you can't read it right away. It's not like you can you have to listen to it to know what they're going to say to you, which is kind of cool. So then when they listen to it, they're like, oh, hey, that's pretty neat. And most of the people, I had a couple of people too even say, oh my goodness, it's so nice to hear somebody's voice. Like, it's so nice to hear your voice and get, you know, and just relate to you a little bit more. So that also is a really awesome piece. But we learned that on a training call, and it's vital to like anything I do in Plexus, I have to have the voice messenger. So use it, guys. It's worth it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I was at a point in my business that I was just like stuck. So I contacted Chrissy. I'm like, look, help me out. You know, what is it? What do I need to do? Like, I'm just stuck. I can't get any of these people off the fence. So I took her advice, and I sent 3 voice messages to 3 of my fence sitters, and guess what? I closed 1 deal that day. By just simply saying, you know, hey, I've been thinking about you. Hope you're doing great. I know we've talked about Plexus, and I feel deep in my heart that Plexus can help you with X, Y, and Z. We've been talking about what our symptoms were. I would love to get you started. Can we chat today? And it closed the deal. So again, if you can't meet up in person, if you can't talk on the phone, use the voice recorder. And, you know, if you're just starting out and you're an introvert like me, it does take practice. I'm not going to lie. It's not something you can just jump into. I still get nervous whenever I leave people voicemail messages because I'm not the best speaker. And these training calls, by the way, scare the heck out of me too. But anyway, lastly, you can always just type your Facebook Messenger, which I know a lot of us do that. And I still do. We all still use that. Okay. So those were kind of my 3 tips on how to reach out with people. And again, even though you're reaching out, you may not close that deal on that first time. That's okay, because you know what? The statistics show that only 12% of deals are closed on the first what? Help me out. The first contact, sorry. Only 12% of sales are made on the first contact. However, 80% of sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. So keep following up. And I'll use this as an example. Sarah's been following my journey for 10 months. I see you smiling, yep. I wasn't necessarily puking Plexus on her, but you know, I made sure to slip in a little bit about Plexus when we occasionally talk on the phone or message each other. 10 months it took, and she's finally joined my team, and she's a rock star too. So my point is keep following up. You will close that deal. It just may not happen on the first contact, and most don't. So it's okay. Anyone have any questions on reaching out or other tips that you want to add in? Christy, Sarah, I don't know who else is on. If not, I'll go on to the next topic. How to have a conversation with someone about Plexus. And I know that this can be terrifying because I feel like it's not, Plexus doesn't have just one product. They have 16 different products, and they all kind of do different things. So it can be fearful sometimes to know what to say about Plexus in a very short sentence or short summary. So what do you guys say when someone says to you, what is Plexus? Daddy. Hang on, my son. Daddy. Aiden, he's upstairs, buddy. Okay, so what do you say when someone asks you, what is Plexus? My response is usually something just like, you know, Plexus is a health and wellness company, and we offer an array of products that focus on different health issues, you know, from overall health to pain and discomfort relief to gut health to weight loss. And then I ask them, have you ever heard of the pink drink? And if they say no, then I tell them a little bit about the pink drink, and I say, you know, it's this little stick packet that you mix in water, you shake it, you drink it once a day. It's not a meal replacement. It's not a shake, and it kind of tastes like a cherry Tootsie Pop. What it does is it helps to reset your body. So it helps to adjust those core issues in your body. And what that does, it will balance out your blood sugar, it will balance your cholesterol levels, it will also balance your lipid levels. And when all of these things are balanced and leveled out, great things will happen, such as your body will burn stored fat, you know, you're going to have sustained energy throughout the day, You're not going to have sugar cravings. In fact, you'll probably start craving healthy foods. And I already said energy. And it'll help with decreased inflammation in the body. So those are a couple of things that you can talk about the Slim. And you know, you can also say that we have other products that complement the Slim, such as, again, products that you know, work for your gut health, your digestive health. We also have some weight loss boosters too. And then after you give a small snippet of what Plexus is, it's best to say, what are your health goals so that I can recommend you some products? You should always end your sentence or your summary with a question. So that's kind of how I give a casual introduction to Plexus. And you need to learn, we call it an elevator speech. You need to memorize that, because you never know when you're going to be put in a situation where somebody asks you, hey, what's Plexus? Or, you know, because a lot of us wear Plexus swag. I have a Plexus cup that I take to CrossFit. And actually had someone ask me today what Plexus was. And I had my elevator speech memorized, so I knew exactly what to say to her. I'm looking at my notes. Hang on. So when someone, again, is asking you about Plexus, you've given them your summary, you've asked them you've asked them, you know, that question. You want to basically kind of start an interview with them, and that's asking them what their health goals are. That's really, really crucial. That's very important. You might get some people who just say, oh, I just want to lose weight. And that can be kind of troublesome, because our products are not going to make you lose weight. They're going to make you feel better so that you can put the work in and lose the weight. So if someone just says, oh, I just want to lose some weight, then it's probably better for you to probe a little bit more and find out what the underlying issues are, because it's not always weight loss. You know, are they dealing with low energy? Are they dealing with sugar cravings? Those things can, you know, prohibit somebody from losing weight. And then I want you to thank them for entrusting in you by sharing, you know, what their health goals were. And at that point, you know, they've shared your health goals with you, so you can start recommending some products. Let's just say, you know, I want to lose weight, and you probe them a little bit to find out that they're just dealing with chronic fatigue, or they have no energy. Maybe you can suggest the Slim and the Accelerator, but you might want to go in a little bit more depth, because we shouldn't be recommending Boost or Accelerator for people who have heart conditions. And let's say they do, well, then you've got Edge, right? So those are two products you could offer. So it is important to know your products too, so that you can start recommending right then and there what they could be taking. Talk to them a little bit about the products, explain to them what they are, and highlight how they are going to help with those specific issues that they pinpointed. You know, after you've gone over those products with them, ask if they have any questions, and help answer those questions that they might have. And if you don't know the answer to the question, it's okay to say, you know, let me check with my upline and I'll get back to you on that. That's absolutely fine. Let's see. So you know what the next question is going to be, right? Cost. They want to know how much it costs. What? Do you want to say hi? Because I'm doing a live video right now. Okay. Go away, please. So at the end, oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Again, the next question is going to be, well, how much does this cost? And you, at that point, can explain, you know, the three different ways to buy. The first way, obviously, is retail. And I straight up say, I don't recommend this way to buy, because it's just the most expensive. And that's the only reason I don't recommend it. And you know, you guys know the different ways to buy. Preferred is a great option. It's 10% off of retail. It will come with a monthly order. However, you will be given the ability to pause. I'm sorry, I need some Edge. I'm having brain fog right now. You will have the ability to pause, cancel, or edit your order at any time without any penalties. And then you want to tell them, roughly what it would cost. So this is probably not something you'd be doing right out in public if you're meeting with somebody, but if you're definitely sitting at your computer, you can already have that tallied up of how much it's going to cost to be retail and how much it's going to cost for those recommended products to be preferred. And then, of course, the last way to order is as a wholesale ambassador. And I want you guys to say, in order to qualify for this, you have to purchase at least Slim and 2 other products or 2 bags of Slim, because that's what's going to get you qualified for that $100. You don't necessarily have to say $100, but you can just say, in order to be qualified, you have to order Slim and 2 products or 2 bags of Slim in order to be a wholesale customer. And this is a great option because it's going to save you 25% off your products, and you have the opportunity to make some money back on your own orders. You can tell them that there's no requirement to sell, and it is $34.95 for the year to have that option, to have that wholesale pricing. And again, you have the ability to pause, cancel, or edit your order at any time without any penalty. And then you want to obviously give them the price that it would be to be a wholesale ambassador for the products that you recommended. So the next step is really important. Once you've answered all of their questions, you need to ask them for a decision. And I know that this scares you, but you need to ask them for a decision. You just don't okay, well, we'll talk later, or if you have any more questions, get back to me. No, you need to say, okay, so are you ready to get started? That's all you have to say. Okay, are you ready to get started? I would love to help you get started. It'll only take a few minutes. If they say no, and they might, that's okay, then you can just say, okay, that's absolutely fine, but can I ask you what's holding you back? Because it might be something that you need to work out with them, or maybe we don't know what it is that's holding them back, but I'm sure if you knew that you could help them work through this, if you know what it is that's holding them back. And heck, they might say yes. So at that point, you want to say, hey, let's get you signed up now. Or is there a better time? And I want you to schedule that time, because if you don't have a scheduled time with somebody, what's going to happen is you're going to keep going round and round and round and round, right? So if they say yes and they want to sign up right there, great. If they say tomorrow, get a time that you guys connect. It's much better to help your prospects do the sign up process either by Facebook Messenger or on the phone, whatever the case is, because our website can be a little bit confusing for new people. So I want you to be right there to help answer any questions that they might have. And again, asking for that decision right there is really crucial. And if anything, I want you to take that with you. I know it can be scary, but it needs to be done. And again, if you don't ask for that decision, if you don't say, okay, are you ready to get started? You are going to find yourself just going around and around and around with this person. Any questions on reaching out? Sorry, there were some interruptions in that section. We good? Any comments? Anybody want to add anything about reaching out? All right, I'll keep rolling along. Chrissy, you have anything? No? Okay.
Well, I was just going to say one thing, Ange.
Okay.
Like everything that you are saying is fabulous. I just want to say, I heard someone say one time that talking with someone about Plexus, or really anything that you're trying to accomplish, is to think of it like a tennis match. Keep everything short and sweet and the ball going back and forth. So some mistakes that I made in the beginning, and I wish I could go back and talk to those people again, and I'll find a way to do that eventually, but people said, what is Plexus? Message me. And I sent them like a book, because I'm a writer, I'm a talker, and that's just how I operate. So someone asked me one time, right when Edge came out, what is Edge? I'm looking for some more energy. And I sent them ingredients. I sent them it was one of the first people that ever asked me about anything. And I sent this book and they didn't even respond. I mean, you know, eventually I figured things out and I shot him some questions, but it took a couple of days and then he ended up ordering. But there have been other people that I did that to and never heard back. So now I try to say like short little elevator speech and then what are your health goals, and then wait until they come back and say, oh yeah, I totally understand that. But we do have this. What do you think about that? You know, back and forth, because I made some mistakes in the beginning. People don't want to read a book, especially on Facebook.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And believe me, we've all made mistakes.
Just a logistical thing when you're doing that, using Messenger or anything that you're doing on Facebook. When you do have to post something long in the message or on a post, think about how you can break that into smaller sections with a space in between them, because people are not going to read it unless it comes in little segments. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know what, Sarah, you're right, because Emily Roberts did a video on it, and she was talking about how she only gives even just part of it in her conversation and waits for them to reply with something. Then she'll give them another part, wait so they reply, making that, like, whatever she's posting is making them want more. Right. So, like, I actually, just real quick, like, in my notes on my iPhone, I've told everybody this from the beginning, I still use it. I have certain things I've copied and pasted that I literally just, I'm, like, very streamlined when somebody asks me about it, what I send them, and I don't overload them. Like, I just give them enough that makes them want to, like, ask more questions.
And it's good for everyone to come up with their own elevator speech, short and simple. Mine is a health and wellness company. This is what we focus on. Talk a little bit about the pink drink, because that is our cornerstone product. And then again, we ask, what are your health goals? And then you just keep that conversation, that give and take of the conversation. Keep going back and forth with them.
Even when you post that, like, formatting wise, you know, my husband does internet marketing, and he got on me so hard in the beginning, like, no one's reading your posts, they are too long. So now I'll do a couple of sentences spaced down, couple sentences spaced down, and I've seen a huge increase in my participation, people commenting, things like that, if you just don't overload them with too much at once, too much on the eyes.
That's a great tip. Thanks, John Moss. We need to have him on the trading talk.
Reading everything you post gives me a headache and makes me want to vomit. You've got to put some spaces in there. And I thought he was crazy, but he's right.
All right. Any other tips on how to talk to people about Plexus? Are we good? I hope that will help you. I mean, I know it can be overwhelming, but I hope that we all kind of gave you a formula to go by, because it is pretty simple. And like Chrissy said, she streamlines it. She has things pasted or saved on her phone. So the last topic is the big one, cost objections. And I know that this is hard. So when we're approaching people, sometimes the first thing we get is, how much does it cost, right? So how many times has somebody immediately posted or said to you, what's the cost? Before you even had a chance to talk about Plexus. Has that happened to anyone? Raise your hands if it has. Okay. Yep, it happens a lot, I know. Okay. So I don't feel like you can give somebody an accurate cost until you know what their health goals are, until you can recommend the right products for them. So, you know, we're not necessarily beating around the bush with the cost, but you can simply say, well, I kind of need to know your health goals in order to recommend the best products for you. You know, a simple statement like that. If they ask me what cost is, I'm not going to go and write them $125. I'm not going to do that. I really want to be able to help and support this person and get them the best recommended products for them, for their health goals and their health needs. So I explain that to them if you need to. I think that you need to give product information and your own personal testimony to them before you even talk cost. Let them see how enthusiastic you are about Plexus. Let them see how passionate you are about these products before you talk cost, right? So again, you can go back up to that formula and use that formula. Talk a little bit about Plexus, ask them what their health goals are, recommend a couple products, and then you can go to talk about cost. You know, and there are going to be people who just say, it's just too expensive, I'm not doing this. Just pray for those people and keep posting on Facebook. All right, don't waste too much time on them. They may come around, they may not. But tonight I want to talk about the people who really want and need our products, but are having the difficulty finding how to fit that in their budget. And that's what we're going to talk about next. So when someone says, you know, it costs too much, and, you know, again, these are people who really need these products and who really want these products. What I want you to respond with is saying, I felt the same way. I want you to be relatable. I want you to be heartfelt again. Okay, you can, I mean, for me, again, you heard my business testimony. So when I joined, I basically had no money to my name. I mean, I paid my bills and I bought my groceries and I was left with pennies afterwards. And I will tell you that was because of a fertility loan that my husband and I were paying off. We spent around $30,000 to have my son. So we were strapped for cash at that point. So I was living paycheck to paycheck. So I have a financial testimony that I share with people who say that Plexus costs too much. But I try to be relatable and I tell them, you know what, I felt the same way. And I literally did, so I'm not lying with that. And I tell them, you know, I had, when I was researching Plexus and I knew I wanted these products, I had to take a step back and I had to do some number crunching. This is what I did. I looked at how much I was spending on fast food because I was a fast food junkie. I was looking at how much I was spending on sodas, on junk food, on energy drinks. My thing was 5-hour energies, by the way, when they're quite expensive. And I was probably drinking a few bottles of wine a week. All right. So I found out that I was spending almost $300 a month on stuff that I knew Plexus was going to help me not want or need anymore. So in my financial testimony, I was saving money by starting Plexus. All of you are going to have different financial testimonies. Maybe you don't have a financial testimony. Maybe you're rich and you don't know how to relate with people who are paycheck to paycheck. Well, you can use my testimony, okay? Or you can get me on a 3-way call and I will share my financial testimony with others. But, you know, really think about it. Really know. You need to really know your health testimony. You really need to know your business testimony and your financial testimony if you have one. Because this again, you want to share these things with people. You want to show them how it is that you afforded Plexus. I would give, let's see. So you can say again, you know, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I found out that I was spending roughly $300 a month on junk food, fast food, wine, coffee. But by joining, I was able to earn some money back on my own orders, as well as I was saving money because I wasn't running to the nearest fast food joint anymore. And I wouldn't say that to somebody that you're trying to sign up as a preferred customer, but that is something that I would say to somebody that you want on your team. Somebody is awake. But, you know, again, if you're trying to sign up somebody as an ambassador, you really want them on your team, you think they're going to be a rock star, and there's a cost objection, then you can tell them definitely, you know, how you've saved money and how you've earned money back on your own orders. And you can certainly go into some detail about the kind of commission that you made, you know. But I certainly would not be giving some long spiel about our compensation plan. It's just too complicated when you first get started. So just try not to do that. And I ended up sending that to Chrissy when she was a prospect, only because Chrissy had a lot of knowledge in network marketing, and that was important to her. She wanted to see that. So again, you have to feel people out. But she's been the only one that I've ever sent that compensation plan to, I think, prior to joining. Go ahead. Good. So when you are trying to overcome a cost objection for a customer, again, I wouldn't go into, how you earn money back, but you certainly want to say how Plexus Slim, has helped you with your cravings. And you no longer have to stop for that soda on your way home from work, or you no longer have to stop at Starbucks. And it is true. I mean, it does help cut down on sugar cravings. So you can show them how you're saving money. Maybe you're only saving $50. Maybe you're only saving $50 a month from no longer drinking soda. Well, that $50 can be used towards the purchase of your product. Okay, so it doesn't seem as expensive as what it would if they just have no idea of what they can be saving their money on.
Hey, Angie.
Uh-huh.
There's this great tip on Destination Diamond Dream Team page, and it was about it was a whole list of a bunch of different ways to overcome cost objections. But one person said, if somebody is having that objection, asking them what their budget is, and then you can make some suggestions to stay within that budget. And that's something, I don't know, it seems really simple, but I didn't think of before. So that's one of those things I'm adding into my tool bag too. And then, I could, if they aren't, if their budget isn't high enough to get even just Slim, I can suggest just, ProBio 5 and BioCleanse or X Factor, that kind of stuff to get them seeing how great these products are, and then maybe adding in things in the future.
Yeah, and most of our products are under $35 too. So if they can't afford a combo, or they can't afford a bag of Slim, get them on the ProBio at least. And most importantly, you really want to help them to understand that you're not in it just for the money. And I think that it's really important that you let them know this. At the end of the day, the biggest reward is really helping people. And how about getting those messages from people saying, oh my gosh, I love Slim. I have an amazing energy. I'm no longer taking naps during the day. This is what makes Plexus just amazing, I think, and very rewarding, is getting those messages from your friends. So let them know that this is why you're sharing this with them. It's not about, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help people. It's rewarding for me, and I love getting those messages from other people. Help them to understand why you are so passionate. And we kind of went into this in the early stage, but if you have not found your belief in these products or this business, please get with me or you're upline, because I'm going to put it in you. I'm going to find a way to help build your belief and make you as passionate as what I am about these products. Lastly, when you're trying to overcome a cost objection, just remember we have a 60-day money-back guarantee. That's basically risk-free, right? So throw that in there. And it's a real deal. Like, we don't just say that. Like, you really do get your money back. I've not personally had someone return their products. Amy, if you want to maybe talk about, I think you had someone. Sorry to put you on the spot, but.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. Well, the first time I had it happen, it kind of, I really didn't tell people much about it, because I thought that, oh gosh, they're going to take that away from my pay. I didn't know.
If they return it, it does not affect your commission.
It does not affect your commission. That's the only thing is, if you sell person to person, then you have to give that refund, but then you can take what they haven't used and send it back, even in empty packaging, and they'll send you a new one that you could then resell or use yourself, whatever. But I mean, it's a real deal. I've had somebody get both months back before. It's you can't beat that guarantee, because there really is no risk at all.
That's my point. It doesn't happen often. I mean, there's a 1%, there's a less than 1% return rate. You can even say that too if you want to, but it does happen sometimes. Plexus doesn't always work for everybody. It really doesn't. So throwing that out there, you know, if you're still having problems overcoming that cost objection and, you know, you want them to be a preferred customer, throw that out there. Look, this is risk-free. If you don't like it, then you can, like, for real, it's the real deal. You can get your money back. And again, if cost keeps coming up, just be relatable. You know, tell them how you were able to give up soda, or even, did you give up cable TV to get your product? The point is, just be relatable. Hi. And that's actually all I have for tonight. I want to open this up for questions or comments or anything that I might have missed that might be helpful. No? It is late. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, everyone. This was a late training. We usually try to keep it at 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Are we good? This is being recorded, so again, I will post it in my team page. You guys can share it. And again, if you need any of those scripts that I went over in the training, just send me your email address and I'll email that to you. I'll email you my notes. All right.
Remember, guys, real quick, one last thing. Just be excited. Just like be super excited about what you're sharing, and just don't worry about sometimes knowing all the nitty-gritty details. Just be yourself and be super excited and passionate about what Plexus what it's doing for you, number one, and just tell people about it. You know, when you're out and about, just share it. And it's pretty much as simple as that if you just don't overanalyze it.
And if you need help with learning how to be exciting and passionate, get with Chrissy.
Yeah, just message me. I'll share a little bit of input on excitement and how to be excited to have 6 kids in your house every day. Drive you nuts.
All right, ladies. Well, I hope you all have a good night and a good weekend, and we'll talk soon.
See you guys.
All right, good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.